right, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to talk to you about the regular Ice Maiden. The regular Ice Maiden isn't too difficult. The reason why you should be fighting the regular Ice Maiden is just to be able to beat it. The Abyss version of it, the challenge mode, it's a little bit harder. You need a little bit more requirements for it, and it's not too terrible to do. But this will be your gateway into doing the Ice Maiden challenge mode Abyss Walker Void Intercept battle. There's some things you need to take of note. Yes, the last dagger will help you in this. I don't have the last dagger on in this video. And overall, my build was the gateway that I needed to get into this boss fight. So you can see the damage numbers over there. I'm almost there, but it's calculating the pulse rifle that I have on, for lack of better words. So I'm going to be using Ajax for this build. A lot of people have been using Ajax. You may have seen other Ajax builds out there that can beat them in 45 seconds, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. But this is I want to be transparent. This is a fully, I want to say, unoptimized build. This can be built upon, and I'm going to give you some pointers here on what you can continue to build on for the build. Now I have my Amazon Echo talking to me in the background. So it's the Secret Garden, and I use the Secret Garden because I like the Secret Garden with Ajax. It's very malleable. It's very good to play around with, and it's easy to actually build into. It goes with a lot of characters. I already had it built out when the Nez was at her peak, and when I think of Ajax, Ajax uses a custom resource as well. So again, Secret Garden just felt right to me. Now you want to get your firearm attack in the gold with the attack X, firearm critical hit damage. Everything else is whatever. Now we scroll down from there. You're really going to want the bonus firearm attack to Colossi. Anything else that you would put up on here, electric attack, fire attack, toxic attack, it's not the best for me in this instance for what I had going on. I would have liked a gold status of bonus firearm attack versus Colossi. I think that the purple mod should also be bonus firearm attack versus Colossi, so that we could use it for something else besides the Order of Truth inside of Purge. Now, when you look at the modules, it's very open. The modules are very open. You're going to be, I got a lot of modules on here, but again, the Secret Garden is so malleable, and you can build it into electric attack. You can build it into fire attack. You can build it into toxic attack, whatever you want. It's not really keyed into anything. It doesn't have an attribute it's assigned with. What the Secret Garden also does is that it has good critical hit rate. So let's look at it. For its critical hit rate damage, it has a 2.25 times multiplier at base. But with the weapon core that I have on it, it gives it a 4.74. So again, it does have a good firearm critical hit damage, and building up the firearm critical hit rate. It already comes with a base status of 50%, so there's not much more you need to build into it when it comes to getting that maximum 100% firearm critical hit rate, or getting it higher than what I have it. So again, the build is very very pliable, very easy to move around like Lego pieces. Now you could take out recycling genius and put in something else. The fire enhancement slot that I have open, I have it open for electric attack or sliding something else in there. Again, if you want to go a different route and make it better, by all means do that. But the other weapon that people go in with is the Python. The reason why Secret Garden and Python are such a big deal is because the boss is weak against bursts. Python really puts out a lot of good damage against the boss. But when we look at the last dagger, it is a piercing weapon, but the last dagger is good nonetheless. Fire rate times, if you get a fire rate component on it that has 10x firearm attack, bonus firearm attack, you know how to build it. There's plenty of builds out there on the last dagger, and I had it built out for the electrical boss that we had a little while ago and before it changed here. And I wasn't going to change up a whole last dagger in order to fight this other boss. Again, I want a weapon that's easily changeable into something else. And the last dagger could be that weapon for you because it has better little bonus slots, better cores for it than the Secret Garden. But again, it's Ajax. I like the Secret Garden on him. I'm going to get everything suited out for him. Now, the boss fight that's going to play during the end part of this video, because this is going to be the only part of the video that I'm going to really be talking, is it's going to show you I'm not struggling. The build's working the way it is. You're using Ajax Reflective Barrier. And there's some things out there that I've seen people do with his Reflective Barrier. They've put on skill duration. Skill duration really doesn't work for his barrier slots. You can't get an increased duration like that. The duration of his Void Energy Wall is just the duration that you're going to get with it. You're better off going into cooldown, getting it back, versus trying to go into duration, because that doesn't work. I did try the Predator Instinct, I think it's called, or Ambush. I didn't like it. The boss is always targeting me. I've seen someone's builds out there with Ambush on there, and it didn't work for me. I didn't like it. I put Technique Manual on, the anti-freeze solution, because frostbite is a thing. It does happen. I'm not the best player. I'm not trying to get frozen. And I went into, this is where you're going to get your damage from. The Dimension Specialist, non-attribute application, non-attribute specialist, all this. This is all going to benefit his life barrier. Now, you may be thinking, why wouldn't I go into physical enhancement or body enhancement, whatever that transcendent mod is called? And it just doesn't work. It doesn't give you a bigger bang for your buck. It may work. It may work for you. But in my testing, it didn't work as well as life barrier. It was less, it had less calculations to do, because when you put on the physical enhancement, what that does is that it calculates HP and then skill power. I really wish I probably glazed over it, right? So body enhancement, when you put it on, it calculates different stuff, right? It says reflection damage, max reflection damage rate based on defense, followed by skill power. And my defense isn't nothing to shake a stick at, but it does this first and then does this second, versus life barrier just doing the one thing. Don't know if the calculations in the game were just off, but again, I didn't like it. It didn't work too well. I wasn't getting the results I want, but I like body enhancement over a life barrier, but the results are the results. I can't change what the results are, because I was able to beat the boss easily. So I went with a materialized mechanics reactor with skill cost, skill cooldown on it. Again, they're not maxed out. These values aren't maxed out. Then other people have been using the Mage Enlighten build. It is Enlighten Mage Memory. Enlighten Mage Memory is good, but getting it's a pain in the butt. It's really easy to get the Frozen Heart set versus getting this. Unless you've grinded it out and you got the perfect set, I mean, more power to you. But I didn't have that luck, and I wasn't going to go into Sigma Sector and just keep grinding it out for all that. So Frozen Heart gives me non-attribute skill power, skill cooldowns. I acquire custom resource to stack some stuff up. So, but whatever. The most important thing here is that I got some skill cooldown, and I got on my defense and my HP, my chill resistance, and HP. Right? Everything in the HP, give me a little bit more defense. You need the defense, because if not, you're going to die. I've seen people go out there with 16,000 defense, and that becomes a player issue. I'm not that good. I'm not going to go in there with 16,000 defense and just think I'm gonna be all right to fight this boss because my build is that good. I'm not that good of a player, so I went in there with the 49,000 defense because I needed it. Again, you can copy this build and try it out, make it better. By all means, do so. So you have Secret Garden, Python, and some people replace this for the Last Dagger to break the pieces. Because when you break the pieces, you get bonus damage done to the boss. You get a little buff that gives you bonus damage to the boss. So you want to break the armor, 2 legs, 2 shoulders. The boss has 2 earpieces and a center chest piece. Aim for all those. Go with the Last Dagger. Break those off if you already got that built out. If you have the Python built out, use that for that. But for the long distance battles, when I was behind my shield, I used the Secret Garden. I think I used Secret Garden for the whole fight because my Python ain't got nothing on it. So I didn't use Python really. And the Peacemaker is just a background asset that does whatever it does on my character. I didn't want to take it off. I don't like really changing stuff around that way. The inversion re-enhancement that I went with, I don't know what people are putting on their Ajaxes that make it work, but I went with this. Focus Fire. I went with on hit him with skill, you get increased cooldowns, and I went with the antibody to give me more ice resistance when I do successfully hit an enemy. So I am shooting the gun. I am shooting my gun. So the setting 3 would probably get changed to Ajax only. So I would only use it on Ajax, and that's going to be the build for the basic Ice Maiden. And I'm going to let that video footage play out in the background. Like, share, and subscribe. Go check out some of the other things I've done on the channel, such as the web event that's going on right now. I do a Wales only video. That's me using Caliber in the shop to purchase items and what to buy and what not to buy. And I'll be coming out with some other builds for the new Void Erosion Purge and the things you can do in Void Vessel and all that. So stick with the channel. Stick with Mangumson. Get in where you fit in. Like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.